What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan and I'm BMAX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We're having our market analysis for the Digimon TCG like we do every Friday. We're here to talk about Digimon card prices. We're talking about tournament card prices. We're looking at what's going on in the game here. We're into the BT21 meta. Haven't had regionals yet, but just having fun with it, playing, testing decks. We're gonna have our decks start popping up on the channel real soon. I always like to wait a little while to get a little testing in, let the set settle. So I'm going to be doing deck profiles real soon, probably starting this weekend, if not beginning of next week. But let's get into the card prices and let's talk about what's going on with the Digimon TCG. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, we're going to start off with Ultimate Cup. We didn't have all our pricing for the Ultimate Cup cards last week. We saw some of it, but some of it wasn't out. Now we're looking here. We're seeing Shoutmon is more pricey than the top 16 card. The top 16 card is only $50. The Shoutmon Ultimate Cup 2025 Season 1 is $55 for the Shoutmon's market price $60. So the participation card is worth more. That's kind of hilarious, honestly. I actually got my Shoutmon X4 in the mail. They forgot to send the participation stuff, so I'm actually waiting for them to resend me my participation packs and my Shoutmon participation, so that's kind of funny. I still like this. It's a regionals card set, but it's getting put in here. Seeing BBmon's worth nothing because it's participation, and then you have your different tiers like finalists. This guy's is $80, and then champions, that guy's super huge. Still no prices on superior mode. I just don't think there's enough out there right now. Probably not enough sales, so that's why that's happening. Again, regionals, just going through and taking a look here. Prices really haven't changed. They're kind of holding right now. Again, we haven't had too many regionals, so far, but we got we got a couple in May. Got a couple online in June, so I expect, and then you got your store regionals happening. So I expect within the next month or two, these are going to go down quite a bit. Once we get, again, it's all about having copies on the market, and if you have enough copies on the market, that will deflate the price. So you need more regionals in order to do that. And then of course, the special event pack, again, same thing. We're not seeing too much movement here. Analogs down at 25, 11 on the market, still up at 57. But we're seeing a little bit of drop in Shadramon. It's dropping a little bit. 70, it was up around 80, past 80. So again, the best card, but these other ones might see a little bit of a drop. Protoform is actually going up again, which is funny. This is crazy. Correspond just kind of jumps up every now and then too, but not too much changes right from there. We also got our starter decks, and we looked at the starter decks to begin with, but we're looking more so at how they're faring with include like the scramble cards. They're all quite cheap now. Everything in the deck is going to be super cheap, but we also have these celebration event, release event. Stamped cards. We want to see if those are maintaining a value, and of course the rare pulls. Right, you got 150 to 200 for the rare pull Gabumon. Love how the deck's worth $6, but it sells for like 20 in Canada. I haven't even got my decks yet. I have my my celebration cards that I got, so I have my stamp cards, but I don't have any of the, because I only got the stamp cards of the commons and the uncommons. So unfortunately, I don't have any of the I didn't get any of the rares because it's like that's kind of pointless. But so I don't have any of the rares or the supers from the set. So I can't even play adventure right now, and I have ties, so that's kind of nice. But I'm just still waiting on my supplier having issues. My store's having issues with their supplier. Universal, yeah, they're not the best in the world, so that's kind of sucks. You see, you got like $1 on Lilymon, maybe $1, a couple bucks on Magna. So you can get a super with a stamp too, but even that's not worth that much. Angemon's about $2 to $3. Zudamons, 2 3. I'm not seeing anything. I love how the stamp on the Sunamon is. Yeah, that one's the pricey one. Sunamon's 12 to $10 to $12. Palmon's all right too. It's got a little bit. It's about $5. Togemon got a little bit. So yeah, so some of the stamp cards are like how the Melgarumon Ace is stamped. You got some stamped cards, and then the same price for the regular Melgarumon Ace. So there's some. Most of the stamped cards are worth a couple bucks each, anyways. Other than Ikakumon's really low. Same with the Lilymon's about $1. Yeah, I think that's it for the stamped cards, and that's just the regular versions of everything. If we go over here and look at this one here, same thing. That's worth 12, so apparently it's better. Agumon Rare Pull, not as expensive, but still, worth a good $130 to $160, depending on who's buying. The Wargrey Ace stamped is worth more. The Angelwoman's worth, $5 to $10. And you got these ones here. They're got a little bit of price to them too. This baby egg is not the better one because it's not as good as the other one. What else we got here? We have Birdramon. So you say same kind of thing. And same with the scrambles. The scrambles have gone right down. So we're not seeing as good of a market value on all that stuff there. So yeah, we're seeing, you can make a little bit off those stamp cards. Sorry, you got to chill through the room here. Yeah, a little bit of value there. If you pull a rare pull, that's going to be kind of cool. Other than that, you got the scrambles for some value, and you have, of course, if you get those stamped cards from the release events, some of them are worth more than others. So there's that. And then there's also the Regulation Battle Volume 1. So we had this come up, and they finally got those cards on TCG. So the participation one, obviously, the Biomon, really cheap, looking at $2 to $3. But the Edamon up at $25 to $30. So that's a pretty good card to sell if you manage to win a regulation battle. So that's pretty cool. You also have the Tamer selection box here. They don't have the pictures here, but we'll just go through here looking at it. You got your Ancient Gray and your Ancient Garurumon, of course, being the best of all of them, competitive wise. So they have the best prices. You got 24, 20 and $24. You got pretty much everything else at $7. So yeah, not a very lucrative set, really, honestly. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So $70 for these guys. So you still make, if you can still sell it for more than the box is worth. Because I think in Canada it was $69.95 at release, but it looks like it's actually gone up. And I've seen it gone up like at 401 online. It's like $100 now, sold out, and I'm like, that's just awful. But yeah, so it's if you can get it for the $69.99 and then taxes in, you can make money on it because these two cards. Basically, the other cards cover your cost. If you can sell them, that's the only thing. And we have, of course, World Convergence. This is our week 1 pricing. We did pre-release, we did release, and this is just our last time looking at the set overall. Just for prices, we're just going to be going through these and taking a look at how the set's faring. If it's still worth buying or not at this point. And then, we'll go back to our regular, format of just looking up, card prices individually. This is our last time looking at the set as a whole, just because, I like to do that. You do pre-release to see how things are, crazy high. You look at release to see how much they go down. And then after week 1 is kind of where things potentially go up again. So we're going to look at it again. A lot of our special Omnimon has come down, from 3,000 to 1,500. Gaiamon's come down below 200. Same with most of the SPs have all come down below 200. Puppetmon's cratered at about $80, 80 to $100. All of the, and I talked about this in another video, all of the low pull rate signed have cratered at around 50. I would say, between 30 and $60. Nothing here is above 60. Still not really worth buying. Oh, the Tidemon's cratered even more. And then alternate tie is sitting at 40, $45. I think it's gone up a little bit from where it was last time, and so has the secret, $27, $28. It was around 15, but now that people are playing the adventure deck, I think they're really enjoying it, and it might even be good. So we're seeing a bit of a price increase there. So that's kind of nice, because then both your supers are not worth garbage. Even Gaiamon's price isn't bad. The regulars are around 25, secrets around 35. So not huge value, like, from other cards. Like, you're not getting Omni X value, Magnamon X, or Gallantmon X and Medieval Gallant value from this set. But, these are, not as strong of cards, but still maintaining value nonetheless. Medusamon's still holding around $30. That's cards going to hold for a while. Same with Owen, still holding around 20. Galactamon has seen a little bit of a slide. It was a little bit higher, 25, $30. The best promo card to pull is the Gallantmon, which makes me sad because I pulled one. Although I did get good prices because it was a lot lower. It did go up in price. So obviously a lot of people had problems getting this. Marcus. Yeah, most of the Tamers are all down at $15 or lower. They're basically all down at $15 or lower. Same with the new Link stuff is around $15. Alizamon that was holding around 22, 25 for the longest time, so that's taking quite a hit too. Then you have other things, Vemmon, Examon, they're not worth anything. The best super in the set is Medusamon, which makes sense because she's one of the best alts too, in terms of pricing. Analog Youth has cratered hard, $10. This is why you'll never buy the event pack one. I don't know if there's actually a physical difference between the two, but I don't think so. And if that's the case, like if the other one's textured or not, but if that's the case, why would you spend $25 to $57 on an event pack one when you can just get this one for $10? So I love how they still show a market value on those Analog Youths from the event pack, but it should just be like the same as this. It should just literally be the same as this, but people are silly. Angel Woman Ace, it's a few bucks there, so that's not too bad. All the promo cards are pretty much $6, other than of course Wargrave and Gallantmon were a little bit more. You got some more supers here. We get into your supers. They're $5. They're not worth much at all. So the set's really cheap. Supers are all less than $5 other than Medusa. Patamon, you got Patamon there. And Medusa was one that I just pulled a playset of, so it would have been nice if I would have got more, because then I would have been able to sell them for a little bit of value, but I just got a playset of Medusas with the 8 boxes we opened up. And then, Patamon's not worth anything. Dorugamon's not worth anything. Pretty much all the other supers are really, really low. And then you get into your other cards that aren't really worth, much of anything. And I mean, there's also, because I don't think we see the release event stuff. So one thing I didn't see is any of the, there we go, pre-release. So we have the pre-release cards in here. So there are a couple pre-release cards that are actually worth their time. Vmon, still holding at $24 to $27. This is really good for Armor Rush. So, it's the best pre-release you can pull right at this moment. I wonder if we got pre-releases that are higher than some of the alts. We got Arresterdramon sitting up there around $18, $20. 12 to 13 for Lydramon. So there's a couple decent pre-release. $10 for Gumdramon. You know, $10 to $18 for Destramon, and then same thing for Arrestramon Superior Mode pre-release, and that's a rare, and I usually don't get rares, but if you like getting pre-release stamp cards, it's a pricey card. Navimon, you know, again, a lot of over $10 pre-release cards still, and this is week 1, so it's, you know, Dimetromon, Rise Gray is under 10, but he's really good too. Yeah, Guillemon, Gamamon, Imperialdramon 8, Paladin Mode Ace. Is that the winner or is that the regular? I feel like that's the winner, but I don't know. Yeah, that's the winner pack. So $8, $9, which is a lot less than I thought it would be, just considering Paladin Mode's always been an expensive card. And then yeah, you got lots of pre-release cards above like $5. So yeah, and then you get into all this. Yeah, lots of good pre-release cards. Better. A lot of the pre-release cards are getting you more value than the supers from the set. So there's that. Yeah, it's hilarious. And then you get down into the dregs here with some of the other stuff that's just not worth much at all. But yeah, that's where it is. So Vmon leading the way for the pre-release cards. Davis is still a incredibly expensive. It's the only Tamer other than Owen that has a lot of value. I know there's Ty too, but he's a secret, so I already counted his value in the secrets. But yeah, Davis is $35. So yeah, so for the armor stuff, you're going to get full rarity. It's getting expensive there. This, and all the other stuff. But that is how BT21 is faring. It's pretty funny about all the sign cards being, you know, that low. Still not low enough to really pick up play sets. I would rather have them been, you know, like I said in my other video, I would rather them been like a box top or something that was more accessible, because they are really cool, but it's just the fact that they're super expensive to pick up for something that I feel is not very valuable, other than from a collection standpoint. And that's just kind of, you know, how you feel about it. But that is what we're talking about. That is the market analysis. Tell me what you guys think about all of this. Do you think BT21 is worth buying anymore? I'm not so sure. It's going to be really hit or miss in your boxes, so you got to really weigh the pros and cons. There's some good cards in there, that for sure, but there's a lot of just not good. And also, if you pull one of these instead of one of these, you're going to be crying. It's just because it's just not worth as much. So, you know, I had 8 boxes. I pulled 2 of the signed ones. So I think probably there's a higher chance of pulling the signed ones than the regular low pull rate SPs. So you got to watch out for that. But again, tell me what you guys think about all this, and we will continue to bring you these market analysis like we do every week. Thank you very much for your time. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.